Well, Coach, wild game here. Congrats on the win. Another top 25 win. Just your overall thoughts.
Yeah, I love how we came out, stuck to our plan offensively, and then, Felton just grinding through. Oklahoma State, they have such great hitters, and so to have to face them 4 or 5 times is tough, and I think she got better there at the end.
Kate, the stats tonight I think is kind of a lie of what she did for this team as a senior, that leadership. She showed that by grinding that win out. Maybe not her best performance ever, but in a lot of ways it was because of that, wasn't it?
Absolutely. And you look at the stats and it doesn't tell. Like, we had some defensive miscues where we don't give up maybe 2 or 3 of those runs if we play a little bit more solid when it comes to like holding runners at first instead of, giving them the extra base and whatnot. But again, I'm going to go back to just like our confidence when she's in the circle, the energy, how she connects with our team, how she keeps them fired up. It's even when she gave up those 2 hits in the first inning and then struck out the side, it was like, that's how I planned it. I just wanted to make your heart skip, Coach Bear. So I just love that she's playing as free as she is.
How would you say your team responded, given how the Cowgirls exploded in the last inning tonight, and then you guys exploded in the first inning today?
Yeah, well, a really smart guy, my husband, told me, you played a strong 6 innings yesterday, and there was just 1 inning that you got beat. So are you going to focus on the 6 innings, or are you going to focus on the 1? And so I literally just verbatim told the team that, and we did our little dance party and then got after it. So I love that. It felt good to start off like we did, and to draw some walks and then get a couple big hits when we got them. And Aubrey's grand slam helped out a lot too with that momentum. So, and then we tacked on a couple more after that. So really, really love how this team fights. They're fun to watch. They can be frustrating at times, but I think that's, something's happening and something's brewing here.
You tweaked the lineup a little bit, brought in Kendall into the lineup. She leads the Big 12 in pitch hitting hits, but she got in the lineup and got on base every time and produced for you. Talk about that adjustment they're having her there. She seemed to bring the spark to the lineup as well. Yeah,
well, we have a couple people that, they offensively, they can do their thing, but maybe we have, we're stronger with defense in some areas with some other people. And so for Kendall, when you see her presence at the plate, it already looks like a big bat before she even swings. And then just drawing the walk and then getting that base hit up the middle was huge for us. And I would have brought her back in later on. We wanted to kind of have our normal defense out there to end the game with the 6-run lead. So.
It's another top 25 win. I believe it's the most wins that any UCF team has had against top 25 teams. The season's not even over yet, but it shows the potential of this team. That's a quality team. A team's been to the World Series the last 5 years. What does it mean to bounce back after last night, for your team to respond like they did and put that behind them?
Yeah. Well, we talk here as a staff, and it's exciting, and we want to keep that momentum going, and then we have to realize, hold on. Again, I'm just going to remind everybody, we have nobody in a starting position that's playing the same position from last year. So that's why I think you do see some of those ups and downs, because we are a very strong team. We're just lacking that experience. And so all this experience that we're gathering, it's going to, for the future of our program, it's going to be awesome. But right now we're focusing on this year, playing for these seniors, and continuing to get better and hit stride. So, yeah, exactly right. To have those wins is big time. And then we got to do our part in staying disciplined and staying strong against anybody and stop playing the opponent.
That 9-run first inning was the most runs you'd scored in a single inning since your Tennessee game in 2020. Considering,
5 years ago.
Yeah, considering how, many innings we've seen this season where, you got runners on and they hadn't scored, what can you take from that inning that you can learn from and, share with the team, remember this, through the rest of the season?
Yeah. Well, the one thing I will say is, we definitely have confidence based on preparation. But I do think you need to see that execution. And so seeing that execution is now oh, remember what that felt like. So now they might take a bit of a bigger swing in hitter situation with runners in scoring position rather than just trying to put it in play, especially if they're ahead in the count. And that's where, Aubrey had a great hitting count. and the pitch that she was looking for, and they delivered the pitch she was looking for. So for her to go big like that was huge.
All good.
What does this team need to do now? Because you have the rubber match tomorrow. So what does this team need to do to pull out the win and take the series?
Yeah, I think be able to, make some adjustments. I thought we played really well early on in that game, and scored those runs. And then I had them look at the scoreboard because we won 2 innings and they were winning, I think, 3 or 4 innings, if I'm not mistaken. And so momentum of innings tells me, hey, they're starting to, get momentum and take advantage of, and we don't want at the end that to happen. And then what they're going to do. They're going to bring Malin in. So, learning that piece, and when we do have that big lead, keeping that separation. And again, that's going to come with time and experience, and them doing it over and over again. But just to have that execution along with their preparation is going to be huge for us, because these women work hard. They really do, and they play for each other, and they wear it when they want to make their team proud, play for each other, get that big hit, and when it doesn't happen, they wear it right now. And so they need to understand this game's hard, this game's tough. And sometimes, we got out hit tonight, but we made some really good decisions at the right time, and that's what this game's about.
Sellout crowd, large crowd. I got to see it in person there. It was packed from left field to right field, and the lines were packed for the autographs. Pretty cool in the atmosphere, I would imagine.
I love it, love it. Night Nation always does a good job of packing the house and having that good energy, and I do think that's what continued to spark us in that first inning is, we drew a walk and everyone's rallying because we drew a walk and put a run in, and then they made an error, and then I think they made another error, and just to hear the crowd and then our team kind of bounce back from that is big time. So love playing at home, and especially executing like we did tonight.
Plus, you've got all those eyes on you now on cable TV with ESPNU on there. Just how would you say the team did, considering the eyes on them from that perspective this time? Good first impression.
Well, you know what? I think that our production does such a good job, and not to take away from ESPNU. It's amazing the coverage that we get for our sport, but our production here does such a good job, and our analysts also do such a good job that it kind of feels like we do it every game, right? It just was like a couple extra cameras and two new people calling the game. So I think that we've been there. We're able to act like we've been there and done that. But I'm excited to go watch the game, and I love that they have the opportunity to be on television, like you said.
Awesome. Best of luck tomorrow, Coach.